This comment says, are all languages as dumb as English? And I think it's two ways that we can answer this question. One is, yes, all languages are on the same level of stupidity. The other way is no, because it's no such thing as a dumb language, and all languages are equally as intelligent and valuable and important. And I tend to go with that second answer, right? I like to think of this in a more positive way. A large reason why I put it this way is because a lot of the things that we see happening in English also happen in other languages. Like, you may have heard of a new variety of English emerging in South Florida that's hallmarked by its calques. And a calque is like a direct word for word translation from one language to another. So someone down in Miami might say, make a party, which is a calque word over word for hacer una fiesta from Spanish. And you know what English word has famously been calqued into a bunch of languages? The word skyscraper. To put it very shortly, the word skyscraper got popular after we started making skyscrapers, and then other languages was like, yeah, that's a tight word. We're gonna make our own version. And then you see words like skyscraper, sky piercer, or something similar show up in other languages, and it goes back to a calqued version of the English word. But a lot of times we don't calque, right? We just straight up borrow the word. And over time, a word can change so much that it becomes hard to tell where it comes from. Like, the word Trump in English comes from the word triumph, and we got triumph from French way back in the day. And to me, that's not too different from a word like tambay in Tagalog, which ultimately comes from the English standby. And while I hope you can appreciate the similarities that languages have, we can't forget about the differences, right? It's a lot of differences. And I think it's important that we appreciate those too. Because languages have figured out how to do things in so many different ways, right? Like, it's languages that have figured out how to do future tense differently than English, right? It's not just prepositions, but also postpositions. It's not just prefix and suffix, but also infixes and circumfixes, right? There's not just singular and plural, but we can also do dual, right? Referring to just two people, right? There are languages that order their words differently, right? It could be subject, verb, object. It could be subject, object, verb. Yoda from Star Wars does object, subject, verb, right? Like, there's so many possibilities here. So when I think of language as a whole, I think of it like a large, complicated ecosystem, right? And everything has its place in that ecosystem, and nothing is really better than the other. I hope that answers your question.